Extracted. Coming out on Fox.
Coming out on Fox.
I was talking to your girl, Molly, at Fox.
Okay.
It's a one-of-a-kind survivalist competition series hailing from the producers of Special Forces and the World's Toughest Test.
I'd say it's kind of like Hunger Games.
So basically 12 of y'all are dropped into the woods.
Family can see and hear me at all times. I'm mic'd up.
So they're like listening to you breathe on your sleep.
They can listen to
while
me
you got
24/7.
Pneumonia out there.
This is my uncle and cousin that I picked to go out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where's it filmed at?
This was in Canada.
Careful, man. I don't want Molly mad.
Oh, no, you're not.
Molly from Fox.
No. I'm good.
All right.
I think I'm good on this part. I was put in a hotel. No communication.
Hotel, bro. I thought they put you in a tent.
Before you even hit the woods.
You think they're just trying to break you at that point?
They're definitely trying to. I think they're definitely trying to break you.
I would think so. Did you have the mindset of, I don't even need family member here? Ain't nobody going to have to press the button?
You got to talk yourself up. And y'all will see me doing that a lot. I'm by myself. I don't have anybody else telling me you got this.
There's some freaking out going on.
One of the clips is literally me crying, saying this is one of the hardest things.
No.
I swear to God.
Dang.
It's on there.
Really?
I'll show it to you.
I hadn't seen that one.
I'm literally saying this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Jakoben Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming in, bro.
Hey, I'm excited. This is about to be a really good conversation.
Yeah. In from New Orleans?
In from New Orleans.
What's it like down there this morning?
Dude, it's
smelling like community coffee when you come across the bridge?
Actually, I'm gonna go back to Mississippi for I'll probably go back on Thursday, but right now it is chaotic. I can already see it like brewing almost. Because I know once Friday hits, I'm gonna be just full blast. Because I want to move around. I don't want to be stuck inside. So
why Friday? What's up Friday?
There's tons of stuff going on Friday.
Oh, with the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Tons of Super Bowl parties. Tons of.
Dude, you could probably rent your house out for like $30,000.
I wish I could.
I've heard that was like the going price for a condo was $30,000.
Golly, I know the hotel prices are gonna be insane. That'd be a great thought.
Yeah, I heard even like over on what's the other side of the river over there? The West Bank.
Okay.
I heard even over there they were rented out. Ain't that crazy?
The West Bank.
Yeah, the best bank. So, but yeah, what took you to New Orleans?
Dude, so obviously being originally from Mississippi, I love growing up in Mississippi, no doubt. Originally from Macomb, born and raised there. Actually born in Natchez, Mississippi. Fun fact, my mom, she didn't plan on having me in Natchez, but she went to a crawfish bowl, and that's where I happened to be.
Oh, dang, she was ready
Yeah,
to go.
she was eating crawfish, and it just kind of went south, and was born in Natchez.
Put you in action.
So I grew up in Mississippi, in Macomb, and I really enjoyed it, no doubt. But as far as moving to New Orleans, I felt like at this point in my life, I needed more people, more interactions. I enjoy talking with people, enjoy meeting new people. So I feel like New Orleans was the first step that I needed to start with. No doubt, I don't think I plan on staying in New Orleans the rest of my life, but I think New Orleans is just that start. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you've gotten out and ventured reading your sheet here.
Oh, yeah.
But it says your passion's off-roading.
So, fun fact, whole conversation about that we can go into. So, obviously, me and my dad grew up riding four-wheelers like crazy, just growing up. And, as you get older, your toys get bigger, as they say. So, it just started to evolve once I hit that age. So, my first four-wheeler was a Honda 350 two-wheel drive Rancher. So, that was the first four-wheeler I had ever rode. Of course, take that back. I had, of course, rode those little Chinese four-wheelers.
Yeah.
The Chinese four-wheelers that your parents get you for Christmas, and they tear up after a few months. But I rode one of those, had a Honda, and then, of course, started riding with my dad and stuff like that. And when I got older, I got my first side-by-side, which was a Razor. And basically, I was going out meeting people at these off-roading parks. I don't know if you've ever been to any of the actual mud parks.
I ain't never been, dog.
You got Burden's Creek,
yeah,
right on.
I just pass it and be like, man, them folks.
That's
crazy.
right on 49, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was one of the ones that I started out going to, and I was meeting people, just fellowshipping out in the mud, drinking, having a good time, getting stuck in the mud. And basically, at that time, I really enjoyed it. And for some reason, I attracted a lot of people to me because I guess I really didn't fit the mold of what an off-roader actually looks like. So people were like, why is this young guy here, young black guy
You know they
here?
were saying black guy, bro.
Why is this young black guy here in the mud? And I'm like, dude, I enjoy this stuff. I grew up doing it. So for some reason, I just attracted a lot of people. And that's where, I don't know if you see my Instagram, it's called Official Mud Life. So I started a brand called Mud Life. And I remember in the beginning, I was just making stickers, actually going to a sticker shop in Macomb and passing out stickers to everybody at the park and just having them put Mud Life on their bikes. And eventually, before COVID, I had formed a Facebook page and everything. And literally, when I went to these parks, everybody was just having Mud Life stickers on their bike. And I was like, I think at this point, like I may have something here.
What was your goal then whenever you started making the pictures and the brand?
So I think it was really just to produce to the community, I guess. I really didn't have a vision at the time. I didn't know what it was going to be.
You just liked the hype.
Yeah, because it definitely transitioned from a sticker to what I'm about to talk about. But the sticker started it all. Was just hitting the field, passing out stickers to people, meeting people, talking with people. And then right before COVID, I had got an influx of good following on Facebook and Instagram, and I was like, I really want to host my first like Mud Life event. And we got a lot of flack about it, of course, because it was during that time. And me, the way I looked at things, I was like, we're quarantined. Why can't we be outside? Like, this is like some of the parks are like 2,000 acres. I'm like, we're not all going to be right beside each other in a 2,000 acre park. You got people spread out all over the place. So we still did it. And it was a great event. I'd say probably 1,500 people showed up to this event. It was called my Mud Life Meet and Greet. And we had a bounty hole. We gave away prizes and stuff like that. And at that moment, during that event, I remember like, I'll send you a picture of it, but it was people lined up everywhere out in this little field, surrounded right by a bounty hole, as we called it. And I was like, this is...
All from an idea.
All from a sticker, literally. And great event. People just enjoyed it. We had a DJ, music, just the vibes, literally out in the woods. And then, of course, after the bounty hole and stuff like that, we just all trail rode. But it was the start of something really good. And from that point, after I did my first meet and greet, as I called it, I then started building bigger bikes to just bring more attention to the brand. And I was putting Mud Life stickers all over my bike, just starting to actually brand it. And then it evolved into me doing bigger events. Actually, I do an annual event called Trails and Tales at a park at Red Creek Off-Road in Perkinston, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. We do that every year. We give away like 2,000 pounds of crawfish, DJ, like I said, getting stuck in the mud and just having a good time. So that's
it cost to put an event on like that?
So the way the events work, I don't actually rent out the parks. The parks just give me a cut of the gate. So to host an event, anybody could host an event. It's just if you could pull a crowd at the end of the day. But I've established some.
You hire bands and stuff like that?
Yep. Mainly I prefer a DJ, but I think we used
bringing that culture in, baby.
Oh yeah.
No, that's what's up.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to something you said earlier. You was just printing stickers and going out and talking to people. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one skill set people don't realize is like building relationships.
That's true. That's how you and in the beginning I didn't expect like anybody to just buy a sticker from me. They don't know me. Like
right.
You got to give people a reason to wanna support you. And it was no way that I would just say, "Oh, hey, I'm selling Mud Life stickers for $5. Come buy one." Like that's not the way I roll. I wanted to show people that in the beginning, I don't mind giving to you all. I don't mind trying to bring y'all into a community. And it really formed like a really, really good community because it was blacks and whites coming together and just having a good time because that's what it's all about.
So you gave them a way to start?
Yep. Gave them a way to
A
start.
lot of people don't want to do that either.
No.
They don't want to talk to anybody and they don't want to give anything away.
That is so true. Nowadays, people want to make a profit right out the gate. Now, don't get me wrong. I learned tons of lessons from that because once I started that, it was a trend like, oh, Jakoben's just going to give. And later on down this line, I've gotten to a point where it's like, okay, like I feel like I've done a lot in this community. I want to see people pour back into me, and I feel like it's a good balance of being able to do that and having people pour back into you. And I feel like all the people, no doubt, that have supported me in that community are very supportive of everything that I do. It's almost like anything I venture off into, my mud riding community will always support it. So I feel like I laid a really good foundation for people to support just about anything that I do is a crazy thing to say.
What do you think it is about mud riding and camping out in the woods? And I mean, what's one of those bikes cost? $30,000, $40,000 like you got?
They're the price of a car nowadays.
What do you think it is about that like you and other people just love so much? Because you got to help people like me drive by like Burden's Creek and you see these bikes that are on goosenecks. There's 4 of them. And I'm just like, bro, you got that kind of money and this is what's fun to you? Help me understand, bro.
I think it's just like, once you go out there, I don't want to say the word unhinged, but it sounds cliche to say you can be yourself. But number one, you're out on a four-wheeler, you're out on a side-by-side, having a good time, being able to drink, blast your music as loud as you want to in the woods. We know people love doing that driving down the highway. So whenever they get the opportunity to do it out in the middle of acreage, they feel
like they're in a music video.
Dude, they go crazy. So it's I think it's just like an escape. Like it's not a real reality, but out there, like it feels like you're like in a
almost. I don't want to ask this, but I want to ask.
Go ahead.
Like, what's some of the craziest stuff you ever like happened out there?
So I remember this one story, and my mom and dad had a fit because obviously, no doubt, it's a lot of underage drinking. Not even gonna lie, people are drinking, having a good time. I've done some crazy stuff. I've totaled bikes out there, all types of sort of stuff. And I remember one time, me and my best friend were in the bike. We were in my Razor. Built up Razor on 10-inch lift, portals, the whole 9 yards. And we're flying down the trails behind a group of people. And me and him, we jamming out, music blaring. And literally, I run straight into a damn culvert and like wipe out the front end of the bike. And the crazy thing is, my parents weren't there. And obviously, at this time, I was still old enough to, like, I was old enough to be out on my own at a park and stuff like that. But my dad saw a live video of my bike, like, basically totaled out. He called me. He said, "What the heck is going on?" Like, he was like, "Are you okay?" Da 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 da. All he saw was the live video on the bike. He didn't see me. Next thing I know, like 30 minutes later, he pulling up to the park.
He must be. He's in your community too, then.
Oh yeah, he pulled up to the park. He just I'm not gonna lie, he laid into me because that was like a moment where it's like, while you're out here, at the end of the day, you got to be responsible while you're doing it. Because, like,
is your dad young?
No, my dad's older.
Really?
My dad's 50. I think 50s. I will say that. I'm not gonna say 50.
You don't know how old your dad is.
I don't know how old my parents are. I'm not gonna lie. I know they're in the 50s.
I want to get to why you're here, bro.
Let's go.
Extracted.
Okay, so
coming out on Fox. When's it coming out?
February 10th, 7:00 p.m. It's gonna stream the next day on Hulu as well if you don't have.
And is that right after the Super Bowl or day after the Super Bowl?
Day after the Super Bowl on Fox. Like I said, 7:00. If you don't have cable, I know a lot of people don't have cable anymore, but it'll be on Hulu the next day. But again, getting into this is a whole story if you want to.
Yeah, I want to go down that rabbit hole.
For sure.
I was talking to your girl, Molly, at Fox.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of read what she wrote me the
Okay.
show's about in case anybody doesn't know. So it's a one-of-a-kind survivalist competition series hailing from the producers of Special Forces and the World's Toughest Test. So this is like Survivor in a way also, right?
I'd say it's kind of like Hunger Games, honestly.
Hunger
That's
Games.
what I would say. That would be the show that I would compare it to.
So basically 12 of y'all are dropped into the woods.
We were dropped into the woods, and
You got a family that are watching from a remote location.
Family can see and hear me at all times.
Really? So you're mic'd up?
I'm mic'd up. They can listen.
So they're like listening to you breathe while you're asleep.
They can listen to
while
me
you got
24/7.
pneumonia out there.
And I'm not really realizing that they can hear everything. Whole time they can hear everything. But I can't hear them.
So, dude, your parents know you well.
Well, this was my uncle and cousin that I picked to go out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what, your parents?
No, it wasn't my parents. My dad will not get on a plane. He will not get on a cruise ship. My mom probably would have did it, but my dad, heck no.
Where's it filmed at?
This was in Canada. So, actually, where we were staying at was Whistler, Canada.
Oh, dang. That's beautiful.
Yeah. You've been?
Well, I wanted to, but
Okay.
I've researched it.
Okay. It's really nice. But I don't know where we were actually.
Dude, you don't even know?
Oh, no.
So how did they get you in the woods? So you fly into Canada, and then how does the experience? Because I know people's got to wonder what that's like whenever you, I mean, just the courageousness to apply for a show like this and then get into it, and then it actually happens. Like, what's that journey like?
This is a lot of the stuff people don't know, and I will tell you this: it is a immersive experience.
Be careful, man. I don't want Molly mad.
Oh no, you're
Molly
not,
from Fox.
No, I'm good.
Right.
I think I'm good on this part.
Because we can't give anything away.
No. I will say the mental part that goes into it from the beginning. So when I got on that plane from New Orleans, as soon as I land, somebody is there meeting me at the airport, and my phone is the first thing that's stripped away.
Did you know that was going to happen?
Oh yeah, doing Squid Games, it was the same way. So I already knew what, like the beginning part before I'm actually out in the woods filming. I already knew how that part would go, because with Squid Games, same deal. Once I got off that plane, my phone was stripped. I was put in a hotel. No communication.
Hotel, bro. I thought they put you in a tent.
You're in the hotel in the beginning.
How long were you in a hotel for?
So,
dude, I'm genuinely curious at how this goes.
I'm about to tell you.
All right.
I'm in a hotel for at least, I think we were in there at least 8 days straight.
In the hotel?
Yeah.
Before you even hit the woods?
Before you even hit the woods.
Does people drop out by then?
Some people.
8 days in a hotel, bro.
Oh, it's intense.
Is it like COVID? You're locked down in that room?
Yeah, you cannot. You
think they're just trying to break you at that point?
They're definitely trying to. I think they're definitely trying to break you.
I would think so.
But I don't know. But it's also a lot of prep work, obviously getting you there and stuff like that. So they're flying everybody out. Obviously with Squid Games, that was 456 people that they had to manage. They only had to manage 12 families for us. So it was much easier.
Are your uncle and cousin in the room with you?
No, we are all in different hotel rooms.
So what happens if your uncle bails?
I could say my family wasn't.
Did anybody's family bail by then as well?
I know some families here, that what I heard, some families, they had standby people there, of course, in case things did happen, but some families weren't able to take.
Did you have the mindset of, I don't even need family member here? Ain't nobody gonna have to press the button? Tell me this, bro. I woke up at 11:45. Can't even say this morning. I guess you could say last night. I know I can't go back to sleep. I got mindset training with my team at 4. I got us this morning at 8. I got a workout, and I'm like, dude, I could sleep 2 more hours. I can get up. My conscience is like, get up. So I get up, train hard, and do the mindset training. And then I got 2 hours before you get here, and I'm like, man, I could catch a nap, but I cook breakfast, and then I know I'm getting tired.
Right.
So I just go jump in my swimming pool until it feels warm.
Oh, wow.
Then I get out and I text you, and you're like, yeah, I'm on the way. And here we are. You think I could go a long way in something like that? With that kind of mindset?
You would
I get off on it.
You got
But there's strategy to it also though. I don't want to jump too far into it.
You have the mindset. I will say that.
So how selfish you got to be to get deep far in this show? Because I feel like that's where I'd be like, dang, bro.
You just got to talk yourself up. And y'all will see me doing that a lot. And I naturally do that outside of all of this. Like, before I'm getting ready to do anything, like, you, like, it sounds cliche to say, you got this, you can do this. But the entire time, you got to realize I'm by myself. I don't have anybody else telling me you got this. Like, I have to tell myself this.
Because the reels are crazy that Fox is posting, you're sharing.
Yep.
Like, there's some freaking out going on. I ain't seen you freak out on any of them, though.
You didn't see one?
I hadn't seen one. You're to yourself. You're chopping wood. And then I hear the crew saying, Jakoben's this or that. Like you're the one with the strategy
so
out
I
there.
got to show you one of the clips. I don't think you haven't seen this one if you're saying that, because one of the clips is literally me crying saying this is one of the hardest things.
No.
I swear to God.
Dang.
It's on there.
Really?
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one.
I'm literally saying this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Dude, it was it was intense. But like I said in the beginning, the hotel part it's just you getting yourself ready to go out. But once you
Are they giving you anything to like read or go by, or you're just in a room waiting?
So we're doing all types of Molly will have to tell me if I can't say this, but I'm sure I can. We did all sorts of training before we actually went out. Like we did.
You ain't got to go too in depth. I don't want Molly to have to cut us out.
Well, they had to make sure we were qualified
Right.
to do some of this stuff. Like I had to pass a swim test.
Sure, like a physical.
Yeah. So like the normal stuff.
So 8 days passes in the hotel room. What's it like? They come knock on your door and say, get in the van?
They come knock on the door. They let us know the night before. We're gonna pick you up at this time. We're gonna bring
Sleep well.
We're gonna bring you breakfast. And here we go. So
did you know like this is gonna be the last time I get a cooked meal? Or was you overthinking it?
I knew.
Was you thinking of it like that?
I think
because I'd have been like, take that shit back. I'm about to be in the woods.
In the beginning, I didn't think this was real. Like I thought, like on the side they would be giving me food. I'm not gonna lie. Swear to God, I thought like.
You thought it was fake?
I thought it was fake. Like I did Squid Games, and I know Squid Games was real, but I thought a survival show was gonna be like they were gonna be catering to us. It wasn't like that at all. My family had it made because they're in headquarters. They get full meals every day. They're taken care of. Me, on the other hand.
So I don't want to like go down a rabbit hole, but they're like literally just sitting somewhere watching you 24/7.
Sitting there watching me 24/7. They're listening in on the other competitors, strategizing.
But they cannot talk to you.
They cannot talk to me.
But they can hear what other guys are doing, and
they can listen in and hear what other people are saying. But the dynamic of their part that makes it interesting is they are competing against those other families in there to get me supplies that I need. So
explain that, because I've seen that on the reels where they're giving you guys supplies, and do you have like some type of little lifelines?
What you mean?
Like where I guess they can bail you out of certain situations?
So you're out there in your own situation for sure, and they can listen and hear what you need. So I'm talking a lot. So obviously they know how I'm feeling, what I need, and what they need to be doing over there to make sure I succeed out here.
Did y'all have any code words?
I didn't have no code words. I told my family, I said, do not extract me. I'm not playing. Like, I'm going to have to pass out here before you extract me. So,
what happens if you do pass out? You're out?
I mean,
You can't say.
it's somebody in the trailer that's throwing up, honestly. So I mean, I don't know what they would do.
Right.
That didn't happen to me.
So knock on the hotel room. You're in the van. Load up. Let's go.
In the van, we are blindfolded.
Dang. Fuck, y'all crazy.
Cameras were not filming during this part. Yeah, we're blindfolded. We don't know where we're going. We just know we're leaving the hotel. I want to say it was probably like a 20-minute drive outside of Whistler. That's what I want to say.
Are your uncle with you on the drive?
They're with me. So
like holding you up so you don't fall over?
They're blindfolded too. They don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't know what's going on either. We hadn't even communicated much because they all flew us out at different times. And while we were in the hotel, I wasn't even able to communicate with my family.
So you just don't even know if they're really there?
Yeah. They stripped hotel phones out of our room, so I can't even phone you down the room. The funny part is, during that beginning process in the hotel, we're looking out the balconies because our hotel rooms had balconies facing the woods. And I can see my family, like, staring off of the balcony. We can't talk to each other. Like, I can't even talk to the person next to me, the balcony next to me. So it was like a cabin-style hotel.
Like a lodge.
Yeah, so people were next to me. But anyway, I got in a vehicle with them that day, and we don't know where we went.
Could y'all just like wave and nod at each other?
We could talk at that point. Yeah, we were
Okay.
talking to each other, and they did give me some snacks before in that drive. I will say that we were able to eat a snack before.
But you couldn't take it with you.
Couldn't take it with me. That was the last thing, and basically the clothes I was wearing on my back. That's what I went out there with, and it was up to my family to get me more stuff that I needed. I was about to say something else. I lost my train of thought.
So, like, was you strategic in the clothes you chose?
Yeah. So they, I had never really just like, I've done camping, but I haven't done camping. I will say that.
You was out there thinking about off-road.
That's what I was talking. I kept
out there sending it.
For sure. I was like, man, I do this all the time. Like, I go out with my buddies. We have a few drinks. We got music. We good. But when I got out there, it wasn't it. The first thing, and obviously in one of the clips, you'll see me behind my shelter. I had never built a shelter before.
Jakoben, bro, you didn't even like.
But I never built a shelter from scratch. Like, I built a little shelter in my parents' house.
Did y'all have any tool sets or anything? No. So you just breaking limbs.
You are putting. They're going.
Are you kind of giggling the first night that you're doing this? Like, it's funny?
No, I knew it wasn't funny because if I didn't have a shelter.
Are you near the other competitors?
No.
So they're not even around you.
Mm-mm.
So y'all don't cross paths?
I don't know if we could be talking about this, but
I would have thought y'all were kind of out there like talking to each other.
We can't even talk to each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's a different perspective.
Yeah. So
you're literally out there alone. Yeah. You don't even know the drama going on, who's getting scared.
Nothing. I am literally just talking to myself. I see the other people.
All you know, if you're still out there, somebody else isn't extracted as well.
Yep. But basically, I could. So, damn.
How did they get you out there? I mean, I see helicopters on all the reels.
So, they brought us. They unblindfolded us, and literally we got out the van. And at this point, we have no clue what's going on. I didn't even know going to the site what was about to happen. Like, I didn't know if we were going to drive. They never mentioned helicopter. I think that was my second time ever riding in a helicopter. But we pull up to the pad, and at that point, I knew what was going on. And in one of the clips, you'll see the families waving off to their loved one. But my family, we all got out the van. They're standing there. Some people come grab me, suit me up.
Put like an ankle monitor on you?
And
How they track you, though?
so we had watches on. We had Garmin watches on 24/7. So they could, the people could see my heart rate, everything at all times. They could see where I was at. But got in the helicopter, said my goodbyes to my family, and they took me up.
You trying to chat with the pilots or anything?
No, I didn't. I was looking at the views. Like, the views was insane in Canada.
Can you tell what season it was in?
This was, I don't know if I can say.
I know. It was green, though, bro.
It was September.
I bet that was nice.
It was. But it was starting to get cold.
Yeah. That cold nights. You know, that's one thing you can't sweat during the day or you're going to freeze at night. Did you figure that out?
Say it again?
If you sweat during the day while you're out hunting or doing whatever you're doing, you need to stop. You don't need to sweat because then you'll be really cold at night.
So I do know while I was out there, I wasn't trying to exert a lot of energy.
Right.
But you will see that.
All right, bro. How long did you go before you had like your first wild game or whatever? What was the first thing you ate out there? Can you say?
We are going to have, let me figure out how to say this. Some of the trees, they did have berry trees and stuff like that. And again, with the family being able to win you supplies, you will see some of the stuff that they're able to win me. But it will be some days where they don't win me stuff. So I got to rough it out. But the supplies that they are able to win me have food, certain things.
Have you ever fasted before?
Never.
Dang,
I don't think that really felt like I don't think it felt like a fast to me. I'm a small guy anyway, and I honestly, in this whole ordeal, I surprised myself because I didn't know that I could like not eat like I used to. But now my whole eating schedule, everything is like, it's getting better, but I have a bigger appetite now from doing this.
Really?
Oh yeah. It amplified after because I was so appreciative to food when I got back.
Right.
That's how intense it was. But as far as when you said wild game, you will see that we will have to
You have to hunt?
we will have to do some hunting.
You're being hunted out there as well, too, it looks like, on the reels.
In one of the, no, that's in there. So you can see that in one of the trailers. You will see
like a grizzly bear, bro.
us with a knife cutting something, I will say that.
Yeah.
And that was my first time cutting something as well.
Really? You never skinned nothing?
Never skinned anything.
You was doing that by yourself?
Doing that by myself. You'll see there's other people around as well because it's a fight to survive. I'll say that.
Right. So you do have a camera guy that's following you around.
So they have cameras set up at my camp. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, so we may have to cut this part out. But I did have an iPhone that I self-recorded on 24/7. So like, had a camera.
I think that makes it more real. I don't know why Fox would be mad about that, bro. That means you're out there literally filming yourself, or you don't have nobody to interact with or anything.
Yep. You're nobody is saying, "Hey, Jakoben, we're about to get this shot." It's not that. It's not that. You are in some of the trailers. You can hear where they were like a call will come into HQ. As far as like if we had to do a challenge or something, a call would come in to us over a mic. So that would be the only voice that we heard was like either you're about to compete or do something. So, but that was the only thing that you heard. The camera guys, nobody talked to you. Nobody. They could, if you did see a camera guy, because they were spread out all over the woods, you couldn't say nothing to them.
Right.
So, it's intense.
I don't want to ask questions I'm not supposed to, bro. But like, how does like your family back at the HQ like strategize to get you supplies?
So, mind you, I don't know what they're having to do to win me supplies. I think going into it, we really didn't even know how it would actually go, and y'all will see how it plays out. But when I say my fate was literally in their hands, it is. Because if they don't do what they have to do out there, I'll fall off. So their part is just as crucial as mine.
Is your uncle and cousin somebody that's good at doing stuff like that?
So they are, I'll tell you two reasons. Well, I'll tell you both reasons why I picked the people I picked. And it's reasoning, you definitely had to pick the right people, I will say that. Because I wanted two men that would hold me accountable. I didn't want my mom, I didn't want my aunt, I didn't want a cousin or sister or anything like that. The two men I picked, I know would fight for me to make sure that I had the stuff that I needed.
Right.
And they're two strong guys. My uncle's, he's a business owner, he's a truck driver, and my cousin, he's a biology teacher. So they're both leaders at the end of the day. So I felt like I needed two leaders to help me out with this. And
they quit their jobs for a little while to do this?
They didn't quit their jobs, but they they called in for sure and said what was going on. And
I can't ask how long they called in, bro. I don't want to give it away. So, like, is there like first place, second place, third place prizes in this? How does it work at the end of the day as far as winning?
One person gets $250,000. One person, well, one family. How about that? One family will win $250,000. It is no first, second, third, none of that.
All or nothing.
Yeah, all or nothing.
Dang, bro. I'm trying to imagine what that's like doing that. Anything like, did you sleep well out there?
So during the day, obviously my days were good days. They were happy. When the sun was out, that was when life was good. Once nightfall hit, that's when it got intense because the nights felt so long. Because mind you, I don't know what time it is.
You just wake up at night. You don't know if it's 11 or 3.
No clue. I feel like I did more sleeping. It felt like I was sleeping a lot because naturally I could hear. I mean, mind you, you're out in the woods. You can hear everything. So I'm just trying to like zone everything out. And I just want to.
Did you hear ever like any kind of traffic or anything where you were? Or are y'all that secluded to where
we're that far apart from each other. Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've been out in Colorado in pretty rural areas, and it's like it's hard to get away from the highway sounds. And I guess, I've been out where you only hear planes.
We were nowhere near a highway.
Just maybe a plane every now and then.
You wouldn't hear a plane.
Really?
No.
Dang.
No. The only time you would hear something, and this maybe we'll have to ask her if we could share this, but the only time you would hear something is if somebody was going home.
Mm.
So, mind you, I am.
Are you counting?
Every time
Are you keeping notes? Writing them in stone?
I'm keeping mental notes. Every time I hear.
I've been over tallying on a tree, bro.
Because, mind you, we're in the middle of a lake. So, and the helicopter, I know, brought me out there. So, every time
you hear the helicopter,
I'm thinking
somebody's going
home. So, but I feel like at some point they did kind of like mess with us because
because you don't know at that point.
You're hearing it a lot, and at certain points, during the day you're allowed to go to the lake. I will say that, but once nightfall hits, you're ordered.
When you go to the lake, can you see like your competition?
You can. So obviously, lake right here, we're all on the outskirts of the lake. So,
do you have boundaries?
We have boundaries. We have our designated area where we go within the lake. But I can see.
But like wilderness-wise, can you just roam?
Can't roam. You can roam within your area. Now your area is a big area, no doubt. Like
I'd be like, dang, bro, what if I don't have no game come through here to kill? No, that's wild, bro. So you talked about Squid Games.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
So Squid Games was filmed in 22, came out 23. That was an immersive experience. People they've asked me a lot, like, to compare the two. Squid Games seems like it is HQ for my family members because they're in the big social experiment with people and they're communicating with people, they're forming alliances, that's the aspect that they're playing. In Squid Games, it's 456 of us. We don't know each other. This is our first time. That's a whole nother thing. Hotel, all 456 of us are in this hotel. We cannot talk to each other, none of that. We get on a bus, we go to this filming site, and we are put in that building that y'all see us living in. And that's my first time meeting all those people. Big social experiment. You're having to meet people, talk to people. You don't know who you could trust. You don't know anything. So the hard part about that is in Squid Games, I isolated myself like really, really away from people because I knew I couldn't trust people. Like I knew what type of game it was.
So relationships don't do you no good on Squid Games.
Depends on how you play it. You gotta.
How well did you do in it, bro? Because I hadn't watched it.
Yep. So
can you tell?
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
That's over with.
Squid Game's over with. I made it all the way until it was, I think, like 40 people left. And we all, each time people went out, they went out in big chunks. But that was the wildest shit I've ever done. Like,
so you were down to the last 10th.
Yeah, the way I got put out was definitely messed up. Somebody voted me out, so if I would have been in an alliance with them, maybe I wouldn't have got out. So, but I didn't want to. I kind of wanted to be on my own. I didn't want to trust anybody.
Did any parts? Did you think you should start building relationships as you got less and less people on Squid Games?
I think if you didn't do it in the beginning, you couldn't do it towards the end because they knew it would be fake relationships.
Bro, I just didn't trust nobody, man. But
they not hearing that. if you, and that's the cool part about it because if you wanted those relationships in the beginning, by the time at the end, if I came up to you and started having a random conversation with you, they knew you were up to something.
Right.
So if I came up to you, you would not want to talk to me.
Really?
You would not.
Where was that filmed at?
I was in London.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in London.
I was thinking it was in Florida for some reason.
No, I was in London. That was my first time in London.
Yeah, hop the lake, bro. Was there a lot of Americans in it?
A lot of Americans. They casted people from all over the place for that one. So it was definitely pretty cool being a part of that one too. And I don't know how long we got, but I want to tell you something else that's pretty cool. So all of this reality TV journey stuff started from everything with Mud Life. This is one thing that I've never really talked to a lot of people about, and this is something that I don't mind sharing. There was an off-roading show that I was being casted for. So mind you, when I got hit with the idea for that, I was like, this is something right up my alley. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what I want to do. Blah, blah, blah. It's actually out now. It's called Mud Madness, and I support the show, love the people. I've actually rode with some of the people, had drinks with the people, just been out at the park with. But what I'm trying to say is that was something that I cast it for that I did not get. And I knew that's my passion. So it kind of, I'm not going to say it kind of bothered me that I didn't get it, but it did, no doubt. Because I was like, this is something that, like, this is my passion. This is what I promote. I'm going to get this. And it didn't happen. And after that, later stuff came down the line. And that's how I'm in Squid Games. That's how I'm in Extracted. Just from getting in that circle of interviewing with those people. And shout out to the guy. His name is Bobby Silva. You can look him up on Facebook. That's the guy that I had my first interview with. And like literally shout out to him.
What do you think that's inside you that wants to do all this stuff and host all these off-road events and be on reality shows? I know that's kind of a deep question. That's probably hard to answer, but what do you think inside of you that it is that you desire to do these things? Do you like attention? You like to influence people in a positive way? Because there's nothing wrong with that. I think we look at it in a negative way that I want
Right.
people to like me and I want to influence people because I'm the same way.
Right.
It's just cool to hear somebody that stepped out to be on a reality show in South Mississippi.
I didn't, going into it, I wasn't even thinking about any of that. Like I said, I wasn't even, when I heard of the off-roading show, I was like, yeah, I want to do that because that's what I'm passionate about. But doing these other shows, now I really want people to hear my story, hear what I'm about.
You got to be thinking, bro. Like, I've been on these 2 major shows. I've hosted my own events. I started my own podcast because nobody ever invited me to one. I mean, bro, you going to have your own show one day or what?
That would definitely be a cool goal to have.
Dude, you're great on camera.
But I think, I will say this, and this is probably why I didn't get on that Mud Madness show. At the end of the day, I'm going to be myself. And in these interviews, they want to, obviously, they want interesting storylines and stuff like that. Not that I'm saying I'm not an interesting person, but I'm not going to fabricate anything to get on a show. I will say that. I know every show the 2 shows that I've been on, I was meant to be on those shows. And with the other show that I didn't get on, maybe that just wasn't meant for me. And it took me like a month or 2 to just really like think about it. Like, and after that, like, opportunities just started to like roll.
Well, dude, you got on the vibration you desired. Even though you didn't get on the show you wanted.
That is true.
You were operating on that vibration of being on that show, and then that's how you got these other 2 shows.
And it's like, it's crazy to think about because...
Look at where you are today.
Yeah,
And that's what, if we can tell anybody young, like, it doesn't necessarily mean like you got to go out and know how you're going to do anything, but it's operating like you are on that.
Yep.
Now you're in Squid Games. Now you're in Extracted.
Yep.
Now you're on the freaking Kirkley Elite podcast.
Let's
baby.
go.
Hey, because you're a cool dude, man. I remember, I think it was the grand opening of my Macomb gym.
Yep.
I met you there, and I was like, man, that's a cool dude, bro.
I was eating at the Mexican restaurant, and I said, what the heck is this in the old Office Depot building?
Right.
So I literally walked over, and yeah.
Because you were right next door to my Picayune location as well, doing off-road and stuff.
Exactly. That's
a small world.
That's another thing. Got into some sales and
yeah, I noticed that you have the skill set of sales, which I would think you're very good at because you're good at building relationships. Right. What would you give me, like, if I wanted to boost my sales in my company? What would be the number one thing? Like, if somebody comes in to buy a bike, what are you doing to start that process?
So, obviously, anybody who's going to say rapport is the way to go, and I'm going to stress that at the end of the day. Like, if you're able to talk with people, and obviously, honestly, I don't feel like I can give you any advice because I already think you're badass, but I know you can. I know you can take advice. I know you can.
I undervalue myself all the time because I just want to give everything away.
Right.
It's so hard for me to charge for anything. And I know people probably think that sounds crazy, but I'm just a giver.
Gotcha.
I just want to give everything away.
Gotcha.
And I give a lot away. And I'm going to say I never worry about paying for anything.
Come on now.
I gave so much away yesterday, and I'm like, bro.
That's me and my best friend talk about that all the time. That's the way I want to, like, I'm at this point in my life, I definitely can say I'm blessed.
And I just thought about this, and I'm not bragging.
What's that?
I had that thought yesterday, and then I got a message from my COO with numbers that I've never put up before in my life.
Golly.
I get chills talking about that. I hadn't even put that together.
Golly.
I had the same thought yesterday. I gave so much away. Like, what if this don't come back around? I get a text coming back. I took my wife to Jackson to set in a couple Lambos. Not because we're about to buy one, but I was like, we got to feel this. And it ain't about buying a Lambo. It's just sitting in it and feeling it.
That's
Because we're designed to be perfect, bro.
That's probably an insane feeling.
Yeah. So just sitting in that car and much less a room full of them.
Right.
And it's not that I want a Lambo. It's that we're perfect. Our spirit inside of us is perfect, man. We deserve to express ourselves.
That is true.
And I think that's a lot of you. You want to express yourself going on these shows.
Yep. I think I want people to hear me. I want to be heard. Like,
you just got to bottle that up in a way that you can give people value.
Yep.
And you got it. I mean, you created the stickers and then the movement and then big events that brought people a lot of fun. And
yep.
So now it's like, how can I take that to another level?
I told somebody this the other day. I said, I have so many ideas in my head. I don't know where to go, because I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people aren't rewarded the opportunity to get on these shows, because it takes, like for Squid Games, it was hundreds of thousands of people applying. So that tells me if I stood out in front of them, like it is something there in me that made.
But you're also going out there getting it, bro. It's not like I want to do this. It's like, hey, I got chosen. You're accepting that chosenness. And a lot of people think that's kind of egotistical, but hey, I was chosen for this. I'm going to go get it. It's not that I just want it.
Right.
I'm going to accept that I'm chose for it. And you go out and do it.
I'm appreciative for it, because I tell people these other two shows, I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't looking for it. Not that I'm saying I doubt it. I just didn't even know that more opportunities would come. I wasn't even thinking about it. And got a text, hey, I see your social media. I want to get on a phone call with you. And that's how it went. And it's been like that ever since.
Dude, I think you're a G, bro.
Appreciate
Jakoben
that.
Thomas. What's your Instagram handle?
Jakoben _Thomas. JAKOBEN _Thomas.
You got Facebook?
Jakoben Thomas on Facebook. You can find me on there. Jakoben Thomas on TikTok. My off-roading page, you can find it. It's called Mud Life on Facebook. My Instagram page is Official Mud Life. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, Official Mud Life.
All right, folks. Extracted premieres Monday, February 10th, 8/7 Central. I'm telling you, I had to pull strings to get Jakoben in here. I mean, I was messaging Molly from Fox like a straight G on Friday night, getting him cleared to come on here. So hopefully we didn't talk about nothing we were supposed to. But
it's gonna be